Stephen A. Smith here, giving you guys the week 8 recap. We will do our incentive checks first, and then we will begin. We had game of the week, Texas A&M and Georgia. So let's take a look and see if we have anybody just say, Stephen A. haven't did any videos lately, so let me slack a little bit and not play any games. So let's see. We got Miami, and I do this after this video right here as far as checking in, see what's going on. Sometimes guys could potentially get relaxed because, I took a break, man. I was a little tired. I had to refresh. Like I say, being an analyst in real life and in a video game is difficult. But we're going to make it happen. No excuses. Stephen A. Smith got to keep bringing that consistent content. All right, so besides Miami, everybody else looks good. This game didn't get played, but that's 2 users, so I'm sure it's not an issue. We had game of the week, Georgia and Texas A&M. We will go ahead and see what these guys had to say. And we have a lot of interviews. We gave guys a break too, so no reason why guys shouldn't be able to respond. So we had Texas A&M and Georgia. Texas A&M fell to Georgia 21-41. First half was tight. It was 17-14 in the first half. Third quarter, I don't know what happened. Texas A&M just came out as if they forgot that they forgot halftime was over with. It's giving up 17 points. Then they start getting it together in that fourth quarter, but it's hard to win games like that. And we see Eli Holstein once again has turned the ball over twice, and he was sacked twice as well. So I did interview Massive, and let's take a listen to see what he's say about this game, and as far as the quarterback as well, turning the ball over consecutively twice back to back.
Thank you for having us out here, Stephen A. Down here, we felt like our guys did pretty good. Guys came out the locker room prepared. We had a game plan. We had a situation that we was going to do and try to take advantage of the defensive line and a few things that we've seen in the other defense. And we came out and executed pretty good in the first half, and we felt good about ourselves. And I think that may have been a problem. We didn't come out the second half with a speech or a change-up or a motivation to continue. We came out the half and was shell-shocked out there, Stephen A. We were shell-shocked in the third quarter. And although we never gave up, the Georgia students were just too much for us. And, our players were in their emotions trying to like you say, seal the deal and prove to the league that we belong here. We belong in the playoffs. We belong with high caliber teams. And it was our chance to prove ourselves against the best team in the game, the 99 rated defense, 99 rated offense, 99 rated overall. And I think after the first half performance, we kind of took the team lightly. We said, we got this. We got this. We slipped up a couple times. We let them come back into it. But we got this. And we came out the second half with too much confidence. And, Georgia was ready. Hats off to the coaching staff, the team over there for, playing some pretty good defense where it counted, where it was third down, they got us off the field. And on our third down, we didn't get them off the field. So we have to, look at the tape, fix some things in our secondary. We got a little too cocky with our presses and too predictable on certain plays. And I think the Georgia team took advantage of that. And then, old Mr. Reed, Marcel Reed snuck in on us, who didn't know a running quarterback snuck in. He did and gassed us for a 40-yard, 50-yard rush. So, the guys took a loss. We learned from that. Some things on the offense we like, some things on the defense we like, but overall, we just got to make sure we put together a game plan for our next opponent and get ready for Alabama. We got we're in the SEC, baby. So it's just, hey, we got to put that loss behind us and focus on Alabama. But, hey, like I say, it's one game at a time, and season's still young, and this show ain't over. Thanks for having us there. Good luck rest of the way, Stephen A.
All right, so that was Texas A&M speaking out about this matchup. As you guys can see, Marcel Reed was able to go 2 for 2, and he scored a TD in that one. So I know Marcel Reed was very pleased with being able to do that against his former team. Let's take a listen to hear what um, Georgia had to say after the win against Texas A&M.
What's up, Stephen A? Hey man, that Texas A&M team is a good team. On the road coming in, we had another slow start. We were able to get past that and actually show the talent level of the team. But tough environment. Once we got a bit more of a handle on what they were trying to do, it's a little bit easier to um, start to make stops. But yeah, we got our momentum. Then after halftime, we just, asserted the dominance that we needed. So it was an absolutely tough win on the road at Kyle Field. We're just looking to push through and continue this good season. We just gotta start a little faster. That's my only concern with the team going forward. But I think we got a really good chance to continue winning. But thanks so much, Stephen A, for the time. Over here in Athens, as we just get back from the flight, we're excited, but still more work to do. Peace.
Great things coming out of Georgia. As he mentioned, they started out a little slow, but they were able to get going second, third, and the rest was history. Winning that game 41-21. Nebraska and USC didn't interview neither one of these guys, but as we can see, Nebraska won this game 35-15. USC continues to show that they can't win the big games as of yet. Turnovers 1-0, so the turnovers really wasn't a big deal. Dylan Raiola, 2 TDs, no sacks, 63%. USC, Cade Fox threw an interception, 1 TD, but overall, the defense for USC probably was the biggest issue in this game, giving up 3 TDs rushing. The receivers seemed like they did fairly okay for Nebraska. USC receivers did okay. It just came down to defense, like getting a stop. They couldn't put pressure on Dylan Raiola. They couldn't create any turnovers. Whereas Nebraska, they was able to put a little pressure, 1 sack, 1 interception, and they was able to get the job done. Nebraska is a team that's playoff bound, so I'm sure USC would have wanted to win that game. Auburn beat Mississippi State 24-17. Ohio State beat Illinois 47-24. Kansas State beats Arizona 39-23. Michigan beats Purdue 56-3. Make sure we got a lot of interviews, so I want to make sure I don't skip anybody. Okay. SMU beats Boston College 42-28. We did the game of the week. Penn State beats Oregon 21-14. I did take some time out to interview Coop. He didn't respond. Okay, so he's ineligible. Let me put that down in my notes. So we got Coop in Miami. All right. So I did interview Penn State, but unfortunately he didn't respond. Did I interview Oregon? I think I interviewed Oregon too. Let me take a look. Cause I just was throwing them interviews out, man. I gave guys time to relax. So the last thing that I wanted to do is not have interviews, you know, because one of these teams win it all. I mean, Where is so I didn't okay, Utah Ryder did respond. So let's take a listen to hear what Oregon had to say after losing this game against Penn State.
Hey, Stephen A. This is Uso Ryder of the Detroit Lions. Yeah, played a good owner. Knew it was going to be a tough battle, but we just couldn't do anything. Couldn't run, couldn't pass. Pass rush was coming at me before I can even get a wide receiver open. So it was just all bad. But we fought through it. Hopefully we'll have a better game next game, but it's going to be a battle in the NFC. And boy, Josh Jacobs, he was unstoppable, man, but try to stop him. Then they would hit me with passes over the middle. I just got to work on that. It was really tough.
Yeah, as you guys can see, I mean, obviously, the coach knows more than the analysts. As we're looking at the stats, it looked like he was able to stop the pass and creating two interceptions, but wasn't able to get anything going offensively. He was able to hold Jared Gibson under 100 yards. This is a Heisman leader. Probably going to change now with this performance. So actually, they played better than he pretty much said from the looks of it. Then we had Oklahoma and Florida. I didn't interview neither one of these guys as both of these guys ineligible. Um, Florida won 35-7, complete lopsided performance. 1-0 turnover battle. Player stats: DJ Lagway, 323, 4 TDs. Oklahoma, 1 interception. Couldn't run the ball well. Florida on the other side, they ran it. AJ Turner, 14 carries, 132 yards. Receivers did fairly okay. Two receivers with over 150 yards passing and 2 TDs. They can share. Oklahoma didn't really do much, so uh, interesting right there. But we all know Florida did win it all in last year, so I'm sure that um, I'm sure they played a role in that matchup, that experience. TCU beat Cincinnati 21-14. Florida State beat Virginia 52-3. Clemson beat Cal 31-10. Um, Make sure I didn't interview him. Clemson. Nope. Okay. Um, UCLA and Washington. UCLA is ineligible, but I did interview Washington and they did not respond neither. Cool. Wow, we got a lot of ineligibles. Fine with me, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I really don't. Um, Dre, Dre, man, 42-35. Turnover battle, 1-0. UCLA. Three total TDs, 297. Washington, 5 touchdown passes thrown by Damon Williams Jr. Hell of a play right there. Couldn't get anything going rushing wise, but I mean, when your quarterback throw 5 total TDs, you don't really need to get anything going rushing. They also had 4 different receivers with a TD or more. This team played lights out. Defense played great. Offense played great. Defense was able to come out with 4 sacks. And Washington looked like they're a team that's trying to get to the promised land, man. Unfortunately, he's ineligible. Ole Miss and Texas. I did interview both of these guys. Let's see if we got any more ineligibles. Um, okay, so I didn't interview neither one of these guys. What about Flybaby Gaming? Okay, so I did interview Flybaby Gaming after his loss to Ole Miss 21-42.
Well, Stephen A. Man, Ole Miss came in and man really just kicked our ass, man.
No excuses here. We moved the ball pretty well. Got the run game going a little bit. Of course, Wingo did his thing. But once we got in the red zone, man, Arch just threw some bad interceptions, man. We got some bad animations. It was just a bad one, man. I don't think I ever play a game that late again. I put that something on the time that I played. It was very late, so neither here or there, man. We lost. We just got to bounce back. Look forward to I think we got a bye week coming up. Then we got a rough schedule coming up. We got Alabama coming up. We got Georgia coming up. So they got a ways to go. Still can make some moves. Just gotta keep grinding, keep pushing. And hopefully we can still find our way in the playoffs some kind of way. We'll see how the season goes.
Flybaby Gamer speaking out about this matchup. 5 interceptions, man. Arch Manning definitely should be one of the ones that's leading interceptions in the whole entire Nncfl. I will take a look at that. Ryan Wingo played great, though. 13 receptions, 181 yards, 2 TDs. Wasn't his fault, for sure. But we will definitely take a look at that stat for Arch Manning. That would be one I won't forget. Utah beats Iowa State 49-14. BYU beats West Virginia 41-24. South Carolina beat Arkansas 45-0. I don't think I interviewed South Carolina this week. Okay, I didn't. And then Duke beat NC State 31-7. Taking a look at that statistic real quick, I want to see where is Arch Manning with interceptions. I'm sure he leading the entire NCFL with those picks. Okay, well, he wanted the top 2 for sure. I knew it. Stephen A. Smith pays attention to this shit. I don't just give you guys this every week and go through the motion. I pay attention to what's actually happening. Okay, so top 25 right now, we have Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Florida State, Ohio State, Penn State, Colorado, Duke, Alabama, Virginia Tech, Kansas State, SMU, UAB, Texas A&M. Wow, Texas A&M fell out of the top 10. Nebraska, Michigan, Miami, Texas Tech, Boise State, Houston, Tulane, Wisconsin, Washington, Louisville, and LSU. LSU is also out of that top 10 and now to 25. Wow. Big change as far as that go. I was not expecting that after them signing Avery Johnson. ACC right now, you got Florida State, Duke, Virginia Tech, and SMU all battling it out right now, undefeated in the conference as well. In the American, you got UAB, Tulane, East Carolina. Big 12 right now, you got Colorado coming up off a huge win against TCU, barely winning that game, but a win is a win. They will face off against Kansas State for the Big 12 to be on top this week. And then we have BYU creeping in, undefeated in the conference as well. So you can't really necessarily count them out neither. Big 10 right now, you got Ohio State, Penn State, Nebraska, Washington, Minnesota, Ohio State and Penn State, only 2 teams right now in that conference undefeated. CUSA, you got Western Kentucky. FBS Independence, you got Notre Dame by themselves. MAC, you got Miami University. MWC, you got Boise State, Hawaii. 2 teams right there undefeated in the conference. Pac-12 right now, computer teams 0-0 in the conference. SEC is where it really, really gets fun. I mean, as I said before, it's so like real life. Just seeing teams like this battle it out. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina right now battling it out for the SEC, undefeated in the conference. And then you got teams like Texas A&M playing against teams like Alabama this week that's fighting, trying to stay alive. And then Auburn. Texas kind of falling off. LSU fell off. So it's really going to come down right now to these teams right here: Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Texas A&M, Bama, and Auburn. Sun Belt right now, you got UL, Monroe in that Sun Belt. Taking a look and see anything change. It's been a while since we've seen that Heisman We'll take a look at that in a minute. James Finnegan, 7 total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 2 interceptions, 1 pass breakup, and 1 TD. Tobias Merriweather from Michigan, wide receiver, 6 receptions, 109 receiving yards, 18.2 on average, and 2 receiving TDs. Huge category right there to get in there for that wide receiver, Merriweather. Taking a look at the Heisman race, very surprised Jared Gibson 31-yard performance last game, but still somehow, some way remains on the top. Julian Juju-Lewis fell down, probably because he did have 2-3 interceptions last game. Jeremiah Smith moved up as far as votes go. Then you got Ryan Wingo remains the same. DJ Lagway surprisingly remained the same after a 330-yard passing performance this past week. And then Jared Gibson, as I said before, still on top as of right now. So we will see if anything changes as we get closer and closer to another year in playoff, man. Then we obviously will announce the Natty Pot, and we will see who's eligible and who's not. Okay, so then now we're looking at the top classes right now in the recruiting: Georgia, LSU, Notre Dame, Florida, and Bama in the top 5. Texas A&M fell out of the top 5. Colorado fell out of the top 5. LSU moved up in the top 5 right now, 13 4-stars. So it's not a successful year for them as far as what they're doing on the field, but as far as in the front office and recruiting, we see they're definitely bringing in talent. So that's not a problem, along with Georgia as well. Now, Georgia is a team that's bringing in talent, but the talent is translating to the football field, so it's not like they're bringing in talent and it's not translating. A lot of times we see teams like LSU, Texas A&M, um, uh, Oklahoma, teams like that, they recruit well, but it don't translate to the field. And I think that's something to keep an eye on when we look at this for recruiting. This who is bringing in talent and what are they doing as far as a coaching staff, putting their players in position to win games. Whereas you have teams like Colorado, um, the lower tier teams that may not have the top classes, but as far as translating over, they winning games. And unless, of course, you can say, well, strength of schedule plays a role in that, which is true. As far as strength of schedule, I mean, the Big 12 is not the SEC. So in their defense, that's what it is. But when it's all said and done, as an analyst, I'm here to tell you guys right now, they don't pay attention to those things. They look at the record and the production of what you're putting on the field or what you're displaying. They don't feel sorry for you because you're in the SEC. That's not how it works. Um, you blame Texas A&M and all these big time programs that want to join. I think we have more teams, speaking real life right now, that wants to join the SEC. And you take these teams and they think it's sweet, but it's not. The SEC is definitely tough. Georgia and South Carolina. So expect more teams being in the SEC than next college football. I can't remember what team it was though, but it's more teams want to join the SEC. And obviously it's good marketing and money and all of those things that come with being in the SEC. Georgia and South Carolina, man, this is going to be a damn good game. This should be game of the week, but I'm sure it's not. With Georgia had that game of the week already. Our game of the week for this week is Nebraska and SMU, but no doubt about it, Georgia and South Carolina is definitely the game of the week if you ask me. Man, I'm gonna go South Carolina. I feel like South Carolina been wanting to be in the prime spot, and they've been talking about winning it, and being the year. So this is a game they have to win to make that statement. Like, okay, we're here. So I'm gonna take South Carolina to win this game at home. It's gonna be very, very good game. Colorado and Kansas State. Obviously, I'm going with myself. Wouldn't bet against myself. Kansas State cannot stop the vertical routes. They can't stop the streaks, and so expect a high volume of streaks. We're gonna attack his weakness, and we're gonna make him stress. And so, if it's not a cool down in my playbook, then you have to deal with it. So we're taking us in that matchup. I obviously clearly know that it's going to be a big time game for the Big 12, and I'm going to attack that weakness all 60 minutes. Alabama and Texas A&M. I'm taking Bama. Texas A&M, although they have shown that they can win the big games, they beat Oklahoma, and last week they lost to Georgia in the Nncfl game of the week. But something is just telling me that the quarterback for Texas A&M is going to create turnovers. He's bound to throw interceptions, and Alabama is a team where you can't create turnovers and expect to win games. So I think that's what this game is going to come down to. Holstein is going to be Holstein. He's going to throw interceptions because that's what he's been doing consistently every week. And this is going to be a game where it's going to cost them because Bama is not a team that they don't create turnovers. I mean, they don't force turnovers. So giving them opportunities will be the reason why Texas A&M fall in this game. Nebraska and SMU. Dylan Raiola been playing great football. He's been playing lights out. I'm taking Nebraska. Nebraska is a playoff team. They was in the quarterfinal last year, and there's no reason why I feel like they can't get back to the playoffs. So we will see how things roll. Unfortunately, let's see. Unfortunately, we had one, two, three guys that became ineligible this week after me giving them a break. Damn shame. We'll be back next